that's a big piece of what you guys can do in your work, is if you always find a way to just show that heart of the reason that you show up, the reason you show up. You don't have to. You don't go here to go anymore, right? I mean,
it's family, man. I mean, like, this program isn't just a program to me. This program, I mean, I was put in charge of this program. You have to understand that. A little ninth grader didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know if I wanted to be in a different program. I didn't know if I wanted to do sports or anything. I was actually picked up by one of the leader of that program at the time. His name was Isaac, and Isaac basically took me under his wing. He said, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. The other programs in school, they're nothing like this one. You're gonna love it." And I mean, like I said, I chose to come here. I started out not knowing anybody. Everybody that I know went to Centennial. So what happened was, Isaac picked me up. He said, "Look, just come to class, you know." And he worked me. I'm not gonna say he was my best friend in school. I mean, for me to,
you got some benefit out of it.
Yeah, this kid, he, like, any little thing that needed to get done, he would send me to do it. He said, like, he told me, nothing in life is easy, right? And for you to take charge of this, it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna take the fault, whether it's good or bad. Anything good happens, it's, you know, it's on you. Anything bad, well, that's on you too.
Absolutely.
And, well, like I said, to me, this isn't just a program. This is family. These kids in this program, the teacher. I mean, Reynoso knows. He's like a father to me, man. Like, anything I need, I know I could talk to him, and that's the vibe that this program gives. You know, it's not like, okay, this is just work, because work is something that nobody wants to do. Like, if you take this as a career, it's not gonna be work.
Right.
It's gonna be like, if you have fun with what you're doing, it's not work. It's fun.
I feel you. I am blessed enough to go to work every day, do something that I love, something that I know how to do because I got chops from somebody else, you know, along the way. But it's not work. It's, you know, and I would challenge you, because let me tell you, that wasn't what I heard growing up. Growing up, my dad was like, well, you better go to the military or get a job and do some stuff, you know what I mean? There's some things that weren't options, you know, where I think this gives you some freedom of expression options. You get to choose what you write, right? You get to choose what you shoot. You get to choose what point of view you want to have. And I think that's not always available, man. Teachers don't always want to hear your point of view. But creatively speaking, you're not here to judge your stories. We're not here to judge what you want to say. We're here to try to go through a process. Because the other thing I'll say to you is, you can't have a fear of failure. Right? I mean, coming from places maybe where you don't have as much as the rest, man, and one thing they tell you is, well, you can't fail because, you know, everybody else has failed, and you know all this pressure. But in life, man, you got to fail, but you got to fail forward, and you got to fail fast. And you got to fail faster than the next guy, because you got to get up on game, right? You know, most people who don't have it, if you're not depending on a job for your life, you can fail all the time and nobody cares, right? The guys who are most successful will tell you they will not invest in anybody. They won't do anybody unless you can tell them about your failure. Tell them about, because that's how you learn, right? So that first script that you shoot, or that first piece that you shoot, it's as much about what didn't go right, what didn't, as much as what did, right? Because you can repeat what went right, but some of those mistakes, you don't want to repeat, but you gotta have them. Because, you know, I can tell you all day, oh, bro, you know what? If you're shooting with that setting, it's not gonna look right when you go to edit. You can be like, yeah, whatever. But when you shoot with the setting and it doesn't look right afterwards, and you did it, you gotta look back at yourself like, oh, dang, I gotta figure out the new setting and all the rest. You know, but you shouldn't look at that as being a negative. You know, look at all those things as opportunities, right? And that's cool, man, that y'all show up every day to do that. It's real cool.
Like I was saying, I got picked up my 9th grade. I was a freshman when I first started out in this program. And by the time that I graduated, by the time that I left, I figured I had to do the same thing. I had to find somebody in the lower grade. Not just like, I'm a senior, he's a junior.
Right.
That's when I found Christian.
Yeah.
Christian, this kid, I took it upon myself my junior year to get this kid so that he can learn as much as he can.
Yeah.
Not just because it's the right thing to do, but because my freshman year, everything that Isaac learned, the guy before me, everything that he learned in 4 years in the program, I had to learn in 6 months because he was graduating up ahead of time. And for him to leave somebody that didn't know how to do everything in this program, that was going to be hard. And I mean, this was my life, my 9th grade year. class, right? During lunch, I would go to Reynoso's class, learn as much as I can about the camera. After school, at that time we would stay after school from 3 to 5. I wasn't allowed to hang out with the crew at the time, right?
Oh, right.
I was supposed to be in the back, either practicing on the camera, editing, or something, right? So I got what is known as a crash course. Those 6 months, I learned video, audio, I learned setups, I learned how to rig, I learned how to, a lot of the technical stuff that I know, how to take apart computers, how to put them together, all of that I learned in those 6 months. And this guy, it was hard when he graduated. Oh man, this is like my big brother leaving, you know. And I didn't want Chris that way.
Yeah.
Chris is still a junior. He still has another year ahead of him. And
you guys all seniors?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
See?
Yeah, this guy's gonna be here next year too.
So have any of you guys as seniors picked up some 9th or 10th grader and dropped some knowledge like for the last 6 months?
Yeah, I actually did find a kid. I used to play baseball. I did actually find this kid. He asked me one question: why you always with those people like with cameras? I'm like talking about my film crew. He's like, yeah, like what's up with them? I'm like, well, basically I'm learning about filming, learning movies. And they're asking me a bunch of questions. Like, yeah, basically it's fun. You know, you learn about the cameras. You know what direction, director, lighting. So it's like, yeah, but like for me, I didn't look at that kid like he wanted it seriously because he was one of those kids that look at you.
Yeah.
Next day, what?
Don't even know.
Don't even know what you're talking about. So for me, like I did try, and I could see in his eyes he did actually try it, but.
If y'all can find any one of these kids who was thinking about coming to this class, if any of y'all can find just one of them and just share a little bit of your story before you bail, the one thing I'll tell you is you'll have an advocate like Aaron who'll be telling you a story of how you hooked him up.
I mean, I can say that when I first started this class, I got put in the advanced class.
Yeah.
My first year.
You got a crash course.
Wow.
And
So they threw you straight in.
so they threw me straight in, and I had, you know, I was like, I didn't really like I don't like taking photos. That's not me.
You got a lot better at it, man.
Actually, yeah, I can see his advancement.
The first year they put me, I had to interview teachers in front of the camera.
Wow.
They had
Was that the year that I jumped and I disconnected the cable?
they had me like they had me in a weird position where I had to be this for like 30, 40 minutes to an hour. Just like that, without trying to move. Like
Be
in front
the
of
boom guy,
cameras.
right?
And like since then, like that's one of the first year I met Aaron, and since then I thought, since he was in charge, I was like, oh, this is a senior. Like, and then I find out, no, he's like a year older than me. I was like, wow, he's a year older, like already in charge. And
From my freshman year, everyone thought that I was a senior in my freshman year because of the way I spoke to adults, because the way people
Well, you
treated
learn
me.
how to communicate, man.
Like the way I spoke to adults, the way I spoke to teachers, the way teachers respected me, not as a student, they respected me as a person.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, oh, he must be a TA, or oh, he must be he must be an adult.
Sure.
He's a senior or something. He knows his teacher. And in reality, I don't really know the teacher on a personal level. I know the teacher.
Well, you know how to interact with them.
You know
right?
yourself.
You know how to but man, if all of y'all, I would. What you said was right on point, though. In life, man, it is about how you can portray yourself, right? Because most people buy into you, right? You walk in and, you know, how you doing? Good to see you, and you know what you want, and the rest makes a ton of difference, man. So Aaron said it straight up, man. I mean, if nothing else, learn how to get over the fear and present, get in front of it. You know, you can't direct or produce unless you can tell the talent with it. You know, if you see directors and producers, right, they come up to the actor and say, look, man, I want more emotion. I want more feeling. I want you to do like this.
I mean, you kind of have to learn that, like, not everyone's gonna like you. You kind of have to get over that real quick. Like, not everyone's gonna like you. A lot of people are gonna think you're mean, you don't care, that you're just like, you're power hungry, you're just taking this too serious. But you kind of have to take things seriously, because if they don't, kind of feel like you're not taking it seriously, they're not gonna take it serious either. They're gonna
You gotta own it, man. Like you said, own the good.
This kid, when he first started, you would not see him in front of a camera. You would see him maybe over there, speaking to us from over there, and not even full conversation. Like, he would be giving you like a one-word answer, and
Experience because she was out there. The kids, can you get?
coming from me, that I've known him like what, 3 years now?
3 years now?
3 years?
Almost 4?
Almost 4 years. there is such a difference from when he started to how he is now. How he is when he first started, I would be bugging him. I would like, hey, Ulysses, what's up, Ulysses? You know, trying to get him to talk.
I was like, this guy's trying to bug me so
Like
much.
this guy's bugging me.
So you're like, look, let me just get it over with so quit bugging me.
No, and that's also something that I picked up my freshman year. That when you get people here, you can't just let them be themselves. You have to get them out of that shell that they're in. You have to get them to speak. You have to get them to be themselves in front of everybody, not just within them. And this kid is a big story when it comes to how he was when he first started to how he, remember Ray, how he was? He was real shy.
It also took just throwing them into deep water.
Yeah.
You know, you remember the social media week with the veterans, we had them interviewed.
Oh, that's you did that?
Yeah,
He did
you're
that,
doing
yeah.
the interviews. He goes, I am? Oh, yeah, you're doing the interviews.
Get in the deep water.
But we had to prep them before with smaller, intimate interviews. So it got them ready for that moment where there's a whole bunch of people out here, cameras and lights, and he just sat up there. And I think he handled himself pretty well.
Yeah.
To be the first time being in the public eye as a.
Have you kept any of that footage?
We have it.
We got it, yeah.
Don't we?
So what you need to do before you bail, man, is you need to put that in your portfolio, right? You need to, just as much as the scripts and everything else, you need to put in your portfolio what you've done, right? You need to show people, even the video that we just shot or whatever, right? Those are things that they'll speak volumes of who you are, even when you're not there. You know what I mean?
And what I like about the program itself is that you get young people like him that develop over a period of time. Then you get people like these two young ladies that just jump in and just start doing whatever needs to be done on their first year.
Great job, ladies, in terms of recruiting and pulling people in here.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
What did you guys notice out there? Because we were in here. What did you notice as far as enthusiasm from the students about the program? Was there anything?
Well, many students had already heard about the TV and film production, so they were wondering, oh, what is it about? What do you guys do there? Is it you guys just chill, this and that? No, it's like we were saying, we work together. It's like we always have to help each other develop something new. And they were just questioning us about how could they sign up, how can they get more information, and we're just there as here Tatiana was helping us guide them through the whole process of what we do during the whole school year.
And basically what we told them, TV production isn't for everybody. There's different things other people want to do when they graduate high school. And we told them that it's a great experience, hands-on, and it changed me, actually. Honestly, I didn't think TV production would turn out to be how it is now. It makes me want to graduate high school and take this career further, and I told them they can do the same thing. So, yeah, it was great. Today was awesome.
And Tatiana's another example of throwing somebody into the deep waters. Homecoming, we basically, I told her, you're interviewing people, you're doing all the interviews on the sideline, and I think she still hates me about that to this day. But if you could just tell them what was going through your mind that day when you didn't want to be in front of the camera, you fought everything I told you to do.